Hey everybody, welcome back to MixNSingle Events&Podcast. We have missed you guys. Where y'all been? Listen, today, in honor of July 4th Independence Week, this week, the Independence holiday or whatever you want to call it, our title today is Independence. And we're going to be talking about independent women and whether or not independent men is even a thing, and if it's not, why are we talking about it? Anyway, so I wanted to kind of start off with we have a guest, and I wanted to introduce her. Her name is Sharday Mays. She is owner of Prestige Houston and co-owner of Elevated Bar and Hookah. She'll be mixing us some drinks today. Hey, Sharday.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So Sharday is an independent, if you want to call it that, woman. She's a business owner, career woman, and mother, single. Y'all know how I do it. I'm always matchmaking, so I always try to hook somebody up. So,
I just got that.
And she
Oh, wow.
you just caught what I was doing. She's single. Okay. And as a matter of fact, she made my shirt. Pretty for a dark-skinned girl. Pretty period.
I like
so
that.
That's Prestige Houston.
Yes.
Shout out. So let's talk about independence. It means to not be dependent on another person for livelihood or subsistence. And so today we're going to talk about what are some of the telltale signs of an independent woman, and why aren't we discussing the independence of men, or are we? And how does this look for dating professionals? And do we handle entrepreneurs differently? Because, you know, they have ebbs and flows. Mm-hmm. And what do men really want, submissive or independent? And can a woman be both?
I believe she can.
Independent
And is there
submissive?
really intimidation? And let's talk about entrepreneurship.
I feel like I should have got these questions before.
That's all right. We a free flowing
It's okay.
show. We
We're
just keep
free-flowing
it
show. We just
real
gonna keep
and
it
real
and just talk.
transparent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, now that I've defined what independence means and kind of some of the things that we're going to talk about today, let's kind of talk about what are some of the unique dating problems of an independent woman. What things are you guys running across?
I know
Onay and Sharday.
Yeah,
you know,
first. I know Onay gonna
Some
jump
of the
all over
unique
this.
dating problems as an independent woman is when you've been independent and single for a long time and you've been calling your own shots. A lot of times men think that they can come in and you're looking for a savior or someone that's going to give you instruction, and I'm not looking for you to control me. You know, I want someone that's going to say, hey, that's my baby. I see her doing her thing, and applaud me for doing my thing. Not try to come in and get so enmeshed with me that now you're dimming my light or you're causing me to lose focus of what I need to do. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you bump into that when you trying to date and you're ambitious and independent.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sharday, what
How
about
about you?
Good. You should get a drink for that.
Oh, yes. Wait, can we take a 2-second? I want to go ahead and put my order in,
Yes,
if that's
please.
okay. I want to get that. Everything looks so good.
Oh, y'all should see the little setup.
Give
It's,
me the
y'all can see it on the
berry
camera.
bomb pop. Can I get that berry?
Berry
You
bomb.
you sure can.
That's like vodka lemonade, strawberry puree splash,
Yeah.
grenadine, and blue Curaçao, and strawberry lime garnish.
She wants it
I'ma
all.
take all of
Sounds
that.
good.
I think you should get the dynamite blue watermelon lemonade.
Yes, I should.
And I think I should get the red Cosmo Twister.
I
Yeah.
agree. I
Hey.
agree. So can I just interject
Sure,
here for
absolutely.
a second? I have some issues.
Okay.
I have some issues that I need to discuss when it comes to the independent woman.
It sounds like you've been holding.
I've been so excited about this topic all week. You don't understand. One of the issues that I have is that this concept of independence, meaning you don't need anyone to do things for you. Your
TSU.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Your Maslow's hierarchy of needs are met,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
As a man, the problem is, where do I fit in your life? Where's my spot in your life? You got everything taken care of. You don't need a man for anything. You handling your business, blah, 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 blah. where's my spot? Did you make room for me in your life?
So I guess that leads me to that
that's a good
question. What holds rank for you?
You.
Is it the submission? Is it the independence, or is it a balance?
So I don't think that independence and submission are opposites of each other, right?
Okay.
So I love independent women. I was raised by independent
Okay.
women. All the women in my family are extremely independent. However, they do understand that for a man, there has to be space for him.
Okay.
Right? So while you're out taking over the world, and that's cool in the gang, but when you come home, you know.
How old are you? Cool in the game.
He really showing his age on that one.
Where do I
Man.
fit?
Well,
Where do I fit in that?
I think that comes
That's
with
what-
the healthy balance
Yeah.
of understanding and meshing yourself with someone or partnering up with someone that's equally yoked with you in that aspect. If you find someone that that's not looking for what you're looking for, then of course you're gonna run into that. You can't expect someone that wants to be in a relationship but not behave like they're in a relationship. You know
No,
what I
I'm
mean?
not even talking about that. I'm talking about you talk about dimming your light. Okay,
Yeah.
you're known. You're internationally known, locally recognized, right? Now I'm standing next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to respect the fact that my ego is requires to be recognized, even if it's just as your plus one?
Okay.
The world can see me as the person who is with you, but I still need you to see me as your man.
Amen.
Otherwise, I'm feeling really threatened, not by your success, but by your inability to carve out
include
space
me.
to include me.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So I guess although I'm not necessarily attracted to the stay-at-home mom, no disrespect to them. I mean, I think that's wonderful, but I do think that it's easier sometimes to be in that situation because that spot, you know, that big piece of chicken that Chris Rock talked about, you're gonna get it.
Right.
But when you're dealing with someone who's a powerhouse, someone is firing all cylinders, sometimes I think some independent ladies forget that, you know, I need a spot.
I just need someone that can understand that we have to schedule our dates. I love spontaneity. I really do. But my career don't allow me to be spontaneous because I juggle so many different things. So I need someone to be able to say, hey, what is a good time so we can pencil some time in together? And not feel bad that I have to pencil time in for them and that they can't call me and say, okay, well, what you doing after your show? Let's go out to eat. I might have something to do.
So I think what Tony is saying, and I kind of agree with what he's saying. He's saying that it's okay to be all of that and to do all of that, but hey, acknowledge me.
Right.
And let me be a part and include me in some way. I may not be able to, you know, be a part of your tax ID number,
Right.
and I may not be able to, you know, do what you're doing for a living, whatever that may be, but when we're together, acknowledge me. Hey, this is my husband. Hey, this is my man or my boyfriend or however. And making time for me doesn't always mean a date. It could be, hey, we're just hanging out. Hey, I have some ideas running through my head, baby. Can you come and help me think out these thoughts? You know, I have this idea and I want to, you know, can you come and brainstorm with me? That type of thing. So, you know, you have to include your man in all of that process, says the single woman. But I'm just saying. So I understand, and I understand where you're coming from too, in the sense of, you know, yeah, I like spontaneity, but your career, your everything that you have going on in his job or career, and you may not always be able to do that. So those impromptu moments when you are working, include him.
Right.
Quick question, and I want a male's perspective. I know that you don't generalize. You're speaking from your own perspective. But when do you think it's appropriate time to... I had a drink. It's beautiful.
It's patriotic and
Right.
everything.
Can you see
It's
it?
beautiful.
Yeah. See
Yes.
that?
When do you think is appropriate time to make that acknowledgement in the dating? You know, because people are big on acknowledgement, on being recognized. But when you're dating, it's kind of complicated.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that, you know, that needs to be something you agree upon, because, especially if you're an entrepreneur.
Right.
Because-
Because if we go out on a
Conversation.
date, I
Right.
might not want to
Let's talk
introduce
about
you.
it.
Right.
as
I'm
talk
not ready
about
for
date.
you to be attached to me in that
The
way
way yet.
because I'm a brand, right?
Right.
And I don't want my brand hurt by the fact that I'm still looking for what it is that I'm looking for. But once we get to the point where we've made the decision that not only, because I think there's two decisions a couple has to make. One, are we exclusive?
Yes.
And two, are we public?
But we got to talk about
Yes.
that
Yes.
first.
We got to talk about it.
Yeah. And before we even go to the event together,
Right.
we need to sit down and say, okay, look, when we go to this event, because there's going to be some miscommunication, there's going to be some missed opportunities to have that communication or conversation if you don't talk about it beforehand.
Right.
Because then your feelings hurt and
Oh, yeah.
all kinds of
Right.
other
You're
things when you
offended.
think things are one way and we haven't got there yet and we haven't even talked about it. Yes, I want my drink.
How long does it take to get there?
How long does it take to get
Because
there?
to be honest, you made a statement just a few minutes ago about what was it? It had something to do with being single and acknowledging that
Wait
acknowledgement
a
part.
minute.
I would want to be
Come on, watermelon.
exclusive and private about my exclusivity
Yeah.
until we know we're really have built a foundation that's going to withstand whatever
Right.
going public is going to bring.
Yeah. No, I
I think that in dating,
right.
if I'm dating someone and we like each other, we might just be dating, no relationship. But I'll still be like, hey, I'm single. Because
Right.
technically I'm still
Right.
single. That's offensive to them because it's like, well, I like you. Are you seeing other people? Well, no.
Right.
That doesn't matter if I'm seeing. We're not in a committed relationship.
And I don't think anyone should be rushed into
To
labeling a relationship.
relationship.
What I'm
That's like a
talking about
turn
is
off.
we are in a full-blown relationship. You didn't met my mama, I didn't met yours.
I was.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
that
You're
gonna
mean-
acknowledge me.
let's-
I'm just saying,
let's
I
go.
mean,
Now
I'm-
we're about to go down
Yeah, we
another
going-
rabbit hole.
No, I mean we've established that we're in a relationship and we're public.
Oh,
What I'm
okay.
saying is that I don't want to get lost in the shadow
Sugar. That's sugar.
because you're doing so much, because you have so much going on.
No,
I don't
just
want to.
didn't re-
I
was
don't want to
blue.
get lost in the shadow of your greatness, right?
Okay.
I'm willing to share it with you,
Yeah.
right? I'm all about giving you the spotlight, but don't forget. Okay. I'll give you a perfect example. Imagine we're on a date, right? Or not just a date. We're in a relationship. We're going out to dinner. Me and Bae, we at the dinner, right? A woman walks up and goes, "Oh my God, Tony Massey, how are you?"
It happens
and I'm
to
like,
me
"Hey,
all
how
the
you doing?
time.
All right." And then she's like, I love you. You're just awesome, and I can't wait to see you again. You know, last time we hung out, it was so perfect. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, "All right, cool. I appreciate that. All right, have a good one." And she leaves. Now, I never acknowledged you.
Right.
I never said, "Oh, this is my my lady. This is my," I never made those introductions. And as a man, being in that arena where the whole world is acknowledging you,
Right.
and you're not acknowledging me, it makes me feel
Feel
just
certain.
like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm small. And it makes other men think that you're still available. Right? Because you have not labeled me, because you have not slapped that, certified label on me, then that gives me that feeling that maybe you're still looking, right? So that's why I think that is so. Again, the male ego is
It's
is
really
everything.
hard because as an independent woman, I could consider myself a free thinker, like a free spirit.
Oh my damn!
At the same time,
It's good, huh?
That is
when you
so
get
good.
back into the dating,
That's why I was like,
when you
I
find
don't
out that
sip
the other
drinks.
person that you're dating,
Like,
that you're
I'm a
interested
shooter.
in, when they're dating multiple people, it makes it hard to even be bothered with that. Like, I don't want someone that's necessarily dating other people.
Right.
But at the same time, how could they not know what they want without seeing what's out there? But I don't want to be in a comparison
Right.
scenario. I need you to already know what you want when you come knock on my door.
So I got a question for you, and for the independent ladies at the table. Is it hard for you to? I saw this video that was it was produced
Thank
a
you
long
for
time
our
ago.
drinks.
Oh yeah, thank you for this. Is
Yeah.
amazing.
Amazing.
You are very
Real.
welcome.
Let me get my question out before I get drunk.
alcohol.
You have to finish it so we can get
I
another
want to
round.
make sure that I'm still coherent. So I saw this video, and it was talking about how black women are. It was stating the obvious. Black women are they're educated. They have these amazing jobs, the whole nine. But so many of them find themselves single, and they find that statistically the pickings are slim. But for a successful black woman, it's even worse, because you're looking for your equal. Not necessarily your financial equal, but you guys are in the same place in your journey in life or whatever. And so when it comes to dating, as an independent woman who is not looking for a come up, who's not looking for somebody to take care of them and all that stuff, what kind of criteria are you looking for to allow a man to even approach you?
Ooh. To be honest with you, it's all about his confidence. I want him to understand that he's standing in the light all of his own with or without me, and be confident in that, because that alone is sexy. And then I want him to just be honest and be transparent. I made a post today about taking your mask off. When you approach me, you talk to me, take your mask off. You don't have to have projection. You don't have to try to make yourself seem bigger than you are to impress me. Just be you, and you can get a lot further just being you. I want to be able to see that you're genuine. You don't have to buy me. I'm already stable.
Right.
Because it's all about enjoying those moments, those organic moments that bring me to you. So when you're pretending to be something you're not, then how can the moment even be organic? It started out on a faulty foundation already, because one, if you approach me and you're insecure, automatically, whether I'm trying to or not, I'm going to intimidate you, or I'm going to make you feel like you're small because you came to me thinking that way. So I need you to approach me being sure within yourself, know what you want, so when I ask you what you want, you can articulate it.
Oh, hey, she's tough. I was just going to say, if I could.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just feel like I want to tag into what you said. Okay. Genuine, just being genuine. Sincere, truth, honesty, all those things reign and would be what I would want in an approach. Mm-hmm. If we're just talking about the approach, right? Yeah. Or
right.
Because you said criteria now.
No, so I'm saying you were on the MixNSingles podcast.
Okay.
It's a few brothers right now who are looking for your DM. Okay.
Yes.
Because
they're trying to figure out.
I mean, you're an attractive woman.
Okay.
You make a damn good drink. I mean, what else is there?
I'm trying to tell you.
For real. You got your own business.
Yes.
I can get some discounts on the hookah.
Yes.
I mean, seriously.
Okay.
You pretty much are bae for somebody, right?
Okay.
So my question is, what is it? How does a man, come at you the right way, and you're going to entertain him? I'm not talking about what can he say. I'm talking about what type of man is going to be open. You're going to be open to allow him to even say anything.
I see. Well, I mean, how do you know who the man is before he says anything? So I think, again, you have to approach me just being genuine. The next thing would be, are you a responsible adult?
Mm-hmm. What
that's
are your
my
accolades?
Yeah.
Not so much your accolades, but your are you ambitious? Mm-hmm. Or are you complacent?
Well, here's the thing for me, and I'm just going to be honest. The level. Usually I would say like whatever the level the person on doesn't matter, but I've went through that and it does matter. So if you can't meet me at the level I'm at, or maybe have aspirations, or you have something in the going right now that'll get you there, would be how you could approach me. But potential wouldn't. I couldn't do anything with potential at this point in my life.
Say that one more time for people in the back.
Yeah. Like you gotta have your own. You have to already be established. You have to meet me where I am. You can't come to me without no car, without no job, just on your tail. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to raise anybody. I want you to already be. Now you might not necessarily make as much money as I do, or I might not make as much money as you do, but it's still, as long as there's some form of reciprocity there where I feel like we can add to one another.
That's good.
That's when I say go back to being ambitious. You might not be in the arts like I am, but you might be an engineer. Or you might be something where you're building something.
I mean, at this point, they just need to have it figured out.
I mean, they have it figured out, have it to where we both can add to each other without subtracting from each other. In other words, I don't want you to have to get so lost into what I'm doing that the enmeshment happens there, or vice versa.
Right.
I want you to be able to stand in your own light before you come to me, so that way my light won't intimidate you. But I do understand I'm in a different dynamic of the relationship pool. Yeah. But I mean, you are what you attract.
I think oftentimes we get hung up on, and I'm looking at all these messages coming through.
What they saying?
And they talking about, intimidation. And we intimidate men, and y'all know how I feel about that. That is not.
You ain't intimidating.
You ain't intimidating nobody. Listen, a man who is coming to you and he has ill intent, or if he is not sure of himself in any way, that's not intimidation. That's just he just ain't where he needs to be right now. And his intentions for you are not pure. Right. It has nothing to do with intimidation. It has nothing to do with all of that, because I feel like, you know, that ownership is on the person, the intimidated, not on the intimidator.
Absolutely.
Continue to do what you're doing, the way you're doing it, being an entrepreneur, being a career woman, or having your shit together all together. Continue to be that. Don't feel like you have to dumb yourself down so men can approach you. I think, you know, that's not your fault.
I mean, where does intimidation come in, or who says it to who?
Because a lot of black women say it.
I'm gonna tell you,
and I don't know that men.
Black women, I'm not just gonna say black women, but you find it more in the black community. Okay. Women putting men down. You know, they get a little power, a little bit more money, and the system is kind of stacked up against the black man, especially if he have a strike against him. God forbid he have a strike against him. Right. And now you're in a relationship, you're making twice as much money as he is, and first time he do something that you're not satisfied with, or you're broke, you ain't gonna do this. So they already have it in their mind that they have a point to prove.
And let me say this, in dating or in meeting someone, those signs are there from the beginning.
Very beginning.
Oh, for
and
sure.
if you recognize those signs, whatever those signs are, they're there. Acknowledge those signs and say to that person. No, I'm not looking. Say to that person, hey, I don't think this is going to work.
You can't just ghost them.
You can.
We tried.
I do.
Yeah.
I have.
We talked
about that. I have no problem.
I'm Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Really?
I'm out.
So why waste time?
Let me talk.
True.
I want to talk about potential right quick.
Block. It's a block party.
It's a block party.
Block
I'm
party.
gonna have to make that
When
shirt.
you tell them you're not interested.
If you do though,
Wouldn't you want someone to tell you?
But that's you got to get to a level of maturity where
but
you can accept that. Like, I appreciate when a woman says
No,
because
I'm
you're not going to
good.
waste my time, my resources, my energy.
But some people
don't handle no.
Some people
good.
don't
And
handle no well,
you
and
can
you
do
know
it
that.
sweetly,
Right. Yeah.
and they still gonna have
But
something slick to say.
But you still have to say it. You got to say no.
So
I want to talk
if
about.
you say no, you'll look out your window
And they'll be right there.
and they'll be at the window
You said it
throwing
was a
rocks.
good time. I thought maybe it'd be a good time now.
They throwing rocks, Ange?
I mean, listen.
So, as a man with potential, and there's a lot of men out here who have potential, bona fide, qualified
But you
potential.
have more than potential. You already
I'm
established.
talking about to where
feel like.
I'm talking about to where I'm trying to go.
Okay.
Okay,
Most
the
definitely,
potential
most
to be who I want to be.
Okay.
Okay, Sharday.
One thing is I've already made improvements. I've already made some type of success from I've separated myself from the pack. That shows potential. Number two, I have a plan, right? And it's nothing more frustrating for a man who is on his way somewhere to see a woman waste time with a man that I even recognize. He's not going anywhere. I mean, he's 48, still trying to shop his mixtape. I mean, come on. At some point, you gotta. I'm not saying give up on your dreams. I'm a dream advocate. I believe you should dream the biggest dreams you can. But your dream at some point should be between the non-working hours. Okay. I have a full-time job, but yet I still have a dream. I dream from 5 to the next day.
We all work full time.
You work full time too?
I am a pharmacy manager by day.
See, that's what I'm saying.
And I'm a loan operations manager.
But there's so
by
many
day.
brothers out there, and I'm not picking on the brothers, but I'm more upset with the women than I am with the men.
Ooh.
That you are entertaining.
You don't say that outnumbered at this table like that.
I've been drinking.
I need to hear what Tony is saying.
I need
go ahead, finish your thought.
Watermelon.
Finish your thought.
I get upset because I feel like, and I write about this in my book, I feel like sometimes women get impatient. Some women get impatient, waiting for the right man to come along, and they end up entertaining men that they knew from the very beginning.
The signs.
Right, and they ignored them, and now by the time they get to a man who actually has good intent, who actually could be a good match, she's so jaded and so angry.
Are you talking to me too?
No, I'm not.
Ouch. He's stepping on my
No, I'm just saying though.
Okay.
But like, if you would have just avoided, that dude,
Yeah.
then by the time you
Or
met
those dudes.
You wouldn't have so many triggers.
Right.
Because I have a lot of triggers.
So now I gotta get around this wall of yours.
Okay.
I gotta,
Yeah.
you've been hurt.
Okay.
And now I'm dealing with all of that, but my intentions are pure. Why couldn't you recognize? I saw he wasn't shit. How you didn't
Because
see
our
it?
standards were too low.
Well, I
Or-
think that
or
goes back
you
to
were
not
just-
having enough self-love. Sometimes when you haven't had a chance to really love on yourself, you'll settle.
And that's all about standards as well.
Yeah, you'll settle. But once I think that my best thing was when I was broken to the point where I had no choice but to fall in love with myself. And when I did that, now I have so many walls up. Like, I'm open to love, but I have a lot of triggers along that pathway. So if I feel like, because Stockholm syndrome is real, number one. Let's
So
just
is
say that.
relationship PTSD.
So some Stockholm is not just physical; it's mental. Because they start out with, "Oh, well, I didn't like it, when you posted that picture with such and such," or "I don't like it when you, go out and when you wear this with such and such," and it starts really, really subtle. So now, when a man comes and try to tell me what he don't like early on in just the getting to know you phase, I'm like, well, beat your feet.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
But you got to understand that I have.
Yeah.
Drop my whole
your
phone.
feet.
But you got to understand that I have standards too. And although you meet my standards for who I want to date, I also need you to meet my standards for who I want to publicly, be with.
Right.
And I don't want you out there like that. Again, we go back to the ego. It's really not about you as much as it is about me not appearing to be the type of man who would allow that.
Okay.
Be free. I'm not, and I would caution any man, don't dress your woman, all right? But at the same time, there should be a certain standard that you hold yourself to because you're with me, because I'm your man. But of course, that means that I have to do the same thing as well, right? So we talked about independent men.
Yeah, I don't understand how it is that we have this independent woman conversation. And y'all know that I try to be as unbiased as possible. How do we do that and not talk about the stability or instability of men? Or do we talk about it? Do we talk about how unstable or stable?
Everything gets put on the table.
Because we talk about independent women. Okay, that's liquor. So
I didn't know they still talking about independent women.
But I, why are we talking about it from a female standpoint versus what's the difference?
Personally, I think independent men or independent man is redundant. If you're a man, if you have reached a certain age in your life and you're not taking care of yourself, if you are not the primary financier of your life or lifestyle,
Ooh, that's good.
A Jedi mind
you're
trick
not a
question.
man.
If a man have a roommate, could he be considered independent, or is he codependent on his roommate?
He's codependent.
I mean, if
Wait. Now wait a minute. Now wait. Okay, so we in Houston, but if we were in New York,
Okay.
and I follow New York Cribs, it's a group chat because
Okay.
I plan to live in Brooklyn at some point.
I'm
So
gonna come visit.
everybody in New York
has a roommate.
has a roommate or two or three.
Okay.
Okay, well,
And they're
maybe if y'all
paying
have a
upwards
big
of
house
$1,500,
and y'all splitting that up,
$3,000
maybe
a
and y'all all
month.
So at
bachelors.
this point, he's
But-
codependent until he wants to be alone and be independent. Then he can get a woman,
Yeah.
right? Because is the woman gonna move in? Or
I was gonna say, would you date
I
a
don't
man?
know.
Would you
I
date a
mean,
man with a roommate?
Listen,
I'm good on
don't
that.
ask me
In Brooklyn?
good.
anything.
I'm good
and
on
no.
that. You got a roommate.
Where
you
you
need
make
to
But
it
I'm
with
saying
that.
we gotta
Get your
think.
life
We have to
together.
think these things
A
through.
woman is not what you need to be thinking about if you have a roommate. You
No,
need to
okay.
be getting you another plan, starting you a business, get you
Let
some private space.
Let me be transparent. So
And
when
what
I
I
moved,
said.
when I got out of the military and moved from California back to Houston, I lived with my
Ma'am,
mother
I-
for 6
I-
months.
There's nothing
Okay.
wrong with that.
But during that
I
6
feel
months that I
myself.
lived with my mother, I did
I
not
don't
date.
drink.
Okay.
Not only did I not date, I
Not
didn't
like that
approach
anyway.
women. I did not
take shots.
open myself
You have
up
some
to the
tequila?
idea of being with a
I'm
woman.
kidding.
I actually met someone at the gym in a roundabout way. And I told her, I need to take care of some business. Let me handle this business, and then I would love to take you out or, see, whatever. But I did not entertain the idea of dating because I knew I wasn't where I wanted to be. But if you're a guy and you still are working on things, there's nothing wrong with that. We all have setbacks. We all have issues. But if you're still working on
this
things,
girl want to refill my
and
cup.
you don't have what you want yet,
Girl,
be a man and say, no, I'm not ready yet. That's how I see it.
Well,
no judgment though. Do you whatever works for you, but it don't work for me.
When you say be, you said what was the last thing you said? You said be a man and do what?
And wait until you get your stuff together.
we've been drinking. We starting to fumble
Are men
our
able
work.
to wait?
Yeah.
Like 'cause the temptation.
Okay.
You know, you got to
No,
man.
man.
And
No.
just-
See,
Listen,
There-
now
a
that's a
man's
whole
waiting
other
and a
conversation,
female's
right?
waiting
Are
is
we going
two
somewhere?
totally
We can
different
wait.
kind of
We can
ways.
wait. We can wait.
If you're a man.
If a man can wait for the new Jordans to come out, he can wait for the right woman to come around.
Oh wow.
Well, I'm guessing just a lot of men lack discipline. Is that
No. Just because they smash don't mean they trying to have a relationship. That's why I say their waiting and our waiting is two different. Our
Okay.
waiting is we don't have sex, we don't date, we just wait. We just get our stuff together. Their waiting is I'm gonna smash and pass until I get on my feet, and then I'm gonna find Miss
Okay.
Right.
Not
Okay.
all men.
Not all
like
of them,
that.
but
The men of Mixing Singles
Okay.
just do not
Okay.
endorse this message.
but he gave that little guilty laugh.
No, yes, have I
think
been in that
that-
situation?
yeah.
Sure. When I was younger, I had those women in my in my circle
In
that
your stead.
in my stead.
You said when you were younger.
When I was younger.
How
yeah.
old are you?
I'm 42.
Okay.
So when I was younger,
So
yeah.
I might need to give me a.
He could have been
had
younger
those-
yesterday.
I had
Wait,
those ladies on the
Sharday,
bench, you
how
know.
old are you?
I'm just trying to see. I'm 34.
Okay.
Okay, let me find out. Y'all
Yeah.
single.
Okay.
Shout out.
Oh.
Okay, so
I am too drunk for you to be hooking people up right now.
no, that wasn't why I asked.
No, I was.
She was,
Okay.
but I was asking for. I don't even know why I asked. Maybe I was.
Yeah,
maybe
you being
unconsciously.
mixed. Yeah,
Okay, so
it was a setup.
no, I think when you get to a certain age, it becomes it's you change what wait means.
Yes, absolutely.
Waiting changes.
Yeah.
Can I get a refill?
I think that's the individual thing.
Yeah,
'cause
but I think when you get to a certain, like for me, even in my 20s
I
and
got
30s,
you. I got you.
waiting meant, I'm a date around, and I'm gonna have this and I'm gonna do that.
that
But
drink
now
is
at
delicious.
44, waiting for me means I'm waiting.
Yeah. At 42, waiting
It
for me means the
means
same thing because
Waiting.
I've learned that the crazy that is inside of a woman is sitting and waiting in between her thighs.
That's
And
only
you
if she
unlock
really
that
like
door,
you.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you don't go there until you're ready.
Let me tell you something.
I'm telling you.
That same crazy is in between a man's.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
It
we
is.
were
No.
just talking about that
No.
today. Did you see
No.
the man that cries and whimpers
The
during
man-
sex will stalk you?
What was during sex?
The man's
I
crazy.
ain't never wait.
The man's crazy is in his
Hold on,
wallet.
let me think back. Has
Who
anybody
cried?
Has anybody?
I would never drop a name.
Somebody
A
cried.
lady never tells.
Has anybody ever cried? Who?
I ain't never cried.
He will stalk you.
They cried during sex. Or
During or after?
I don't know.
I had one jump up and cry.
He jumped up and cried. Like cried
Okay,
hallelujah.
this is the end. Okay, we had 33 minutes. It's time for us to shut down. Okay, so
We're gonna
close out on that one. We're gonna have an after party. But we're gonna
party.
close out
I need to
here.
step my game up.
Did you mean
I'll drink it. Just
Go
like
and get
Okay.
Tony's book,
Yes.
Unsolicited Dating Advice from an Unqualified Source.
Amazon.com.
Follow Onay, the CEO, everywhere on Instagram. Follow MixNSingle everywhere, especially YouTube. And follow Prestige Houston and Elevated Bar
She is
and
so
Hookah.
elevated.
Man, these
Thank
drinks
you.
you
These
can't
drinks
even
are
taste the alcohol, but it's
crazy.
so good.
We are so excited to have Link back up today. Happy 4th of July to you all. I don't celebrate, but
Me either.
Right.
happy 4th
Shout
of
out.
July.
So we
And
all free.
But if y'all barbecue though, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Go on and slide in my DMs and I'll drive on through.
I love you guys, and y'all have a great, great evening. See y'all in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.